On this day, approximately 200 people were present. This day Our Lady came, and the men present there removed their hats and fell to their knees. Nobody saw Our Lady except Saint Bernadette, but the people will get to know that Our Lady was there by seeing the face of Saint Bernadette. Saint Bernadette's appearance would be transformed when Our Lady was present there. Saint Bernadette appeared to be listening so seriously and then joyful, and occasionally bowed low. This apparition lasted for 1 hour. When asked what the lady said, Saint Bernadette replied that Our Lady told her 3 secrets, but Saint Bernadette never revealed those secrets. During the 8th apparition, Saint Bernadette turned and faced the crowd of more than 400 people, and 3 times she repeated, "Penitence, penitence, penitence." On this apparition, Our Lady told Saint Bernadette to drink from the fountain and wash in it. Saint Bernadette was confused because there had never been a fountain at the grotto. So Saint Bernadette went to the Gave River. In the words of Saint Bernadette, "Not seeing any water, I went to the Gave, but she indicated with her finger that I should go under the rock. I found a little water more like mud, so little that I could scarcely cup it in my hand. 3 times I threw it away. It was so dirty. On the 4th try I managed to drink it." The next day, the water was overflowing and dripping down over the rock. That following day, the trickle had become a real stream. This stream was still flowing to this very day and offers 27,000 gallons of fresh water each day. This was such a miracle. The water that comes from this stream has healing qualities. Even before Our Lady's last apparition to Saint Bernadette, the sick began to bathe in the water and were healed. On this day, Our Lady told Saint Bernadette to kiss the ground on behalf of sinners. Saint Bernadette immediately did so, and the crowd followed her example. On this day, approximately 2,000 people were present at the grotto. Our Lady asked Saint Bernadette to tell the clergy to build a chapel on the site of the grotto. On these days, Saint Bernadette prayed Rosary with Our Lady. Our Lady remained silent while praying, but recited only the Glory Bees. On this apparition, Our Lady repeated that she wanted a chapel built by the clergy, and this time she also said that she wanted people to come to the chapel in processional form. That means by doing processions. It had been difficult for Saint Bernadette to go to the priest for the first time when she told him about building a chapel, but it took a lot more great courage for Saint Bernadette to go to the priest for a second time to talk about the processions. The priest dismissed her and told her that to believe the apparition, he wanted to know Our Lady's name, and he also demanded a test, and that was to see the wild rose bush bloom at the grotto in the middle of winter. By now, mostly everyone in France knew that March 4th was the last day of the 15 days that Saint Bernadette had promised Our Lady that she would come to the grotto. 20,000 people were present on this day, including an entire military in full uniform. Saint Bernadette came to the grotto, and after the apparition, Saint Bernadette told the crowd that she would continue coming to the grotto because Our Lady did not say anything about the ending of the apparitions. To the very end, people expected that the rose bush would miraculously bloom, but it did not. On this day, during the 16th apparition, which occurred on the feast of the Annunciation, the beautiful lady revealed her identity to Saint Bernadette. On this day, Our Lady said, I am the Immaculate Conception." These words of Our Lady made the priest believe her because Saint Bernadette was not educated and she can't make up these words. In the words of Saint Bernadette, with her two arms hanging down, she raised her eyes and looked up at the sky, and it was then that she told me, joining her hands together now at the height of her chest, that she was the Immaculate Conception. Those were the last words she ever said to me. Saint Bernadette was not sure what this name meant. Saint Bernadette had never failed to bring a lighted candle to the grotto ever since the first time Our Lady instructed her to do so. On this apparition, she unconsciously placed one of her hands over the flame of the candle. People saw the flame burning through her fingers. The people shouted, but Saint Bernadette did not even hear the cries of the people. Saint Bernadette continued to pray for at least 15 minutes, and the flames did not harm or burn Saint Bernadette's fingers. When Saint Bernadette saw the flames, she took her hand out of the flames and scathed. Shortly after this apparition, the prefect ordered the grotto to be closed. Several months had passed. One day after receiving communion on the feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, Saint Bernadette felt an irresistible urge to return to the grotto. Since barricade was still in place, she and her aunt could not get as close to the sacred spot as they wanted, so they knelt in the grass, and the beautiful lady, Our Lady of Lourdes, appeared to her one last time. And this was the last apparition that Mother Mary gave to Saint Bernadette. In the year 1862, the local bishop declared the apparitions worthy of belief. Saint Bernadette left Lourdes in the year 1866 to join a religious order in central France. Throughout her life, Saint Bernadette remained sick. Saint Bernadette died a holy death on April 16th in the year 1879. She was 34 years old, and by the time of her death, a basilica had been built and consecrated at the apparition site. Saint Bernadette was buried on the convent grounds in France. Her body was exhumed 30 years later on September 22 in the year 1909. When Saint Bernadette's coffin was opened, there was no odor, and her body was completely untouched by nature. The sacred relic, which was Saint Bernadette's holy body, was placed in a coffin of gold and glass and can be viewed to this very day in the chapel of Saint Bernadette at the Mother House in France. Today around the grotto, a 3-level basilica was built. The faithful takes bath with the water that comes from the miraculous fountain and were getting healed. Every year, 3 million people come to Lourdes. So this was a complete history of Our Lady of Lourdes. Thank you so much for watching.